It is a fact self-evident, my skills at the popular fighting game franchise Superb Smash Bros. Are beyond world class. The real skill, of course, being how and when to mash that funky-ass B button and unleash one of the colourful cast's also colourful specials. Many told me I should go competitive, but would that really be fair on the other players?
I don't know. You tell me. Here are 10 special moves I get kicked from lobbies for spamming too much of them for glory. Enjoy.
Inhale must have taken some of the most time to program for any special move. It's not like Sakurai to put extra emphasis on games he's played a larger role in the creation of or anything. But a move that mimics the special move of any character in the game will have only gotten more ambitious with every new installment, and the attention to detail here is impressive to say the least. The addition of a new neutral special can provide more options for Kirby's admittedly lacking arsenal, and obviously it's a huge spit in the face to any player to steal their own move and finish them by using it against them, but the real beauty of Inhale comes in the designs. We've got classics like Mario or Link's hats, but the objectively best Kirby costumes are as follows. Sexy Librarian, It's Everyday Bro, Overeager Voyeur, dude what the fuck, you can't do that, it's 2017. And of course, Sideburns. Plus 20 points for making me insecure about my facial hair, you fat pink bastard. Honestly, half the fun is seeing each new cosplay in action, and they mostly don't disappoint. With the 60 odd new models and animations to discover, Inhale may suck, but it certainly doesn't blow. That was a good joke, and I'm leaving it in. Some of the matchups in Smash Bros. Must take crazy balls for the characters involved. Imagine being Olimar as you're up against the Great King of Evil Ganondorf, or a not even fully evolved Mouse versus the GM Super Warrior Mewtwo. But if we're talking courage, then the Golden Medal of Honor has to go to my main man Toad. Of all the many counters in the franchise, Toad is by far the weirdest and most cruel. Peach's other specials are all fairly standard. You've got your butt bounces and parasols, but things go nuclear with her neutral as the dainty princess cowers behind her loyal servant as he absorbs whatever lasers, or if you're playing Smash 4, probably swords, come his way, and then he barfs out spores. Aha, I see Sakurai did his research.
The move, Toad, of course originates from the 1973 classic, Captain Toad, Spore Barf from the Sociopath. Why would they think this is an okay thing to do?
I thought Peach was a good guy here, but this is just sick. It's not even that useful an attack, just a fascinating enigma of the series. Though, that being said, if Toad was playable, his ability to not take any damage would make him triple S tier for sure. The number 9 is Toad because it scares me deeply. Bowser is certainly my heavy of choice in the franchise. Oh sure, he's got the punches and the kicks, and the running animation in Melee simply unparalleled in its beauty, but what separates him is the theatre in all his moves. His side special doesn't just grab you, it hurls you into the air to deliver a devastating body slam. Some could say a flying slam. The number 8 entry is Bowser's side special, the Flying Slam. It blurs the line between an attack and a performance, between defeating your opponent and crushing their very soul, leaving questions like, how does Bowser even get up that high? Or, what would a Smash Bros. Game with real bone-breaking mechanics look like etched in the minds of all that dare to use it? The move does great damage and decent knockback, sure, but as anyone who will have used this attack more than twice will have discovered, it can be used for some devastating suicidal finishes. And if your Bowser mirror matches aren't just 60 seconds of non-stop flying slams, then I don't know what you're doing, because there's little more majestic a sight than a battle decided by two spiked lizards' loving embrace as they dive gracefully into the abyss. So long, gay Bowsers. So long. Reflectors, they're a fun and twattish way to turn your opponent's attack straight back at them. Nehru's Love, Lucas's Bat, the Star Fox Shine, but my favourite was always Mario and Dr. Mario's Cape. Or, excuse me, Dr. Mario's Super Sheet. Do you fucking think you're better than me? I'll go with Mario's variant. It's slightly better for its usage and recovery, but that is perhaps the least entertaining of its uses. Flipping projectiles back at their firer is fun, but flipping opponents so their charging attacks are performed in the wrong direction is simply priceless. That's a pretty nice side smash you got there, and oh yes, get dunked on. The mind games between any sword fighter and Mario player like me who relies on this thing far too much is real. Cape even does damage too, a surprising amount given how easy it is to spam in quick succession. Nice. Not all heroes wear capes, but if you can use one to trigger through sheer bamboozlement for glory players into rage quitting, then that's a decent place to start. Flame Choke is just objectively cool. Even the name, Flame Choke, is just very cool. And the action of grabbing a player's throat, exploding purple at them, throwing them to the floor and stunning them ready for a kick.
Well, that's just wizard.
Ganondorf in his own games was always quite campy. The finale of Ocarina is him literally playing his own theme on the organ, which is really how more games should end. But in Smash Bros, he's aggressively hetero. Like, he could change a tire just by looking at it, and you don't even need to ask. He saw the game last night. I mean, he can hold Link in a gentle throat hold surrounded by romantic purple flame and it doesn't even look that gay. Okay, it looks a little bit gay, but, you know, like... You can also do this with it, so I mean, that's pretty fucking cool. Flame Choke was one of the first additions to really separate Ganondorf from simply being a clone of Captain Falcon, and went ways to establishing the G-Man as a fiery powerhouse of his own. It can start a combo or just deal damage and looks completely badass while doing it. Flame Choke is just fucking good, yo. Speculating for Smash Bros. Games is all but pointless, because no matter how many reasons you give to why Ridley is definitely about to be confirmed, you know Sakurai is just gonna somehow add fucking Bayonetta and put it on the Disney Channel. What is real? Mr. Game & Watch is the hero absolutely no one asked for. Brought into Melee some 20 years post his peak and has stuck around for every Smash game since. He's a main of mine even for the games he's objectively terrible in, just for how much of a meme he is. None of his so-called attacks should do damage and just look ridiculous in action, with special mentions going to his neutral aerial and down tilt. And then there was Judge. With a side B, the old G and W will bring up a hammer and the number that comes up determines the power of the attack. From some punk-ass self-damage shit to zooey mama, that'll leave a mark. It's completely luck-based and there's no way to predict it, which is why it's so great. I also like how varieties other than Judge 1 and 9 were given personalities, like how 8 freezes, 6 spikes, and 7 makes apples appear. Winning solely through the divine intervention of RNGesus delivering 3 9s in a row does make you a terrible person, but I'll be damned if that isn't what Smash Bros. Is all about. Mr. Game & Watch is one of the best, yet possibly the worst Smash Bros. Characters. He's not great if you know how to get around him, but 1 or 2 bad strikes from the judge, and let's just say, court is adjourned.
So satisfying.
Shulk completely changed the way I looked at the sword wielders in Smash Bros. And has quickly become one of my favourite characters. He's got an extremely varied and unique playstyle and incredible smashing potential without the sluggishness of Ike. Plus, the Monado arts alone make him one of the most varied and versatile challengers out there. But just talking about Shulk as a serious fighter would be a huge disservice to the fantastic meme factory he is. To play as him properly, you only really need one attack: backslash. Shouting the move you're about to employ may not be the most prudent tactical move, but does this look like the face of someone who gives a shit? It works best in free-for-alls, as its reach can often cover multiple foes and will deliver maximum punishment and on occasion the element of surprise. Although it leaves you pretty defenseless, and a well-placed Flood or Gustbeller's attack can lead to a devastatingly short KO. Oh look, it's the first good thing Super Mario Sunshine ever did. I'm just kidding, please don't hurt me. Spamming this move may be the most douchebaggy thing you could possibly do, but it kinda works sometimes, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. You can use it to create distance, you can use it to approach from above, you can use it to recover, but probably not because, you know, it's not good. You know, the entries from here aren't even about technical specs, it's the emotion stirred from using it. And as the most quotable move from one of the most meme-worthy characters, one can only say,
I'm really feeling it!
I deserve that.
Some specials are fun little bonuses for a character. Some can fit more principally into their combos and strategy, but others can become totally fundamental to the playstyle of a fighter, such as is the case with the Blob, the myth, the legend, Jigglypuff. Just look at that cute little thing. So graceful, so peaceful, and nailed it. Rest sends Jiggles to a 5-second sleep, and if used correctly, when she clips slightly through your target, delivers an instantaneous and yet potent attack, dealing stupid damage and colossal knockback. Of course, missing it opens you to any and all punishment, and it's quite difficult to land correctly given the positioning leaves you open to any number of attacks, but that just makes it all the more satisfying when successful.
Playing Smash Melee as a kid, I thought Jigglypuff and this attack were just big jokes, and the day I learned what it was capable of was the day I lost all innocence of youth.
Sometimes it's better to not use Rest. Jiggly's aerial game is strong, and given how paranoid an aerial approach can make any player, matches can be won simply on exploiting slip-ups. Rest can break a shield, but the fear of Rest can break a spirit. But when you combine the fear of Rest but not using Rest with actually using Rest, it's just game over. JJ Puffle is top tier. Rest is best, guys. Rest is best.
Slight confession, I'm not actually that good at Smash Bros. Most of my playstyle is just using the dumbest moves of the silliest characters.
Which is why at number 2 we have Lucas's PK Thunder. If you've ever wanted to sit in the corner of some massive stages pointing an incredibly easy to aim projectile into the character of your choosing, then you're a terrible person, but PK Thunder is for you. It barely even does anything other than irritate and bait opponents into approaching you, but for that purpose you can ask for very little better. It's also the best attack in picking up Smash Brawls without even really trying. But its real usefulness, and my justification for it being so high on the list, would be its use where, to misquote marketing of the Kinect, you are the projectile. While it may seem, how should I say, highly unconventional, aiming the ball of PK Thunder energy back at Lucas himself is immensely useful for sweeping and for KOing various fighters at once, especially on more flat stages like Final Destination or any Omega. And do you want a recovery move that can be used in any direction or angle and does decent damage to anyone waiting on the side? Yes please, that'll do nicely. What kind of move could even beat something this gloriously cancerous and versatile? Well, I've got a Falcon hunch. Was there any question? Did you have any doubt?
Does there even need to be a build-up?
Captain Falcon's Falcon Punch is by far the greatest special move in all Smash Bros. Games, and just one of the greatest things to come from the franchise. It's a move that doesn't reference source material, the source material references it. In Smash 64, Captain Falcon could have just been any generic human fighter, but as a statement for what kind of franchise this was gonna be, they went totally overboard and made him one of the most hammy fighters out there, becoming the unofficial face of the franchise. Falcon Punch exists to remind us all the wonder of the divine. Even Sakurai himself stated, "How did you get this number? I'm calling the police. Wave dashing wasn't intentional. The competitive community ruined Melee."
It's legit quotation. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's just something so inherently joyous about knocking your opponent into oblivion with the power of a burning falcon shouting at the top of your voice the move that killed them. And in each and every new installment it seems to get that little bit more pretty. Is it really that practical? It's incredibly awkward and has massive wind-up time and is only about as powerful as any smash attack, so not really. But in a game with this guy, you make it your challenge, your duty to find a use, to find the moment, and to finish your match in style. And I'm sorry, but if you don't at least pocket main Falcon, you're playing the games wrong and I don't respect you as a person. Falcon Punch is more than a move, it's a philosophy, something to hold on to, and the most special in Smash Bros. History. Thanks for watching. Sub to Digitai who edited this, sub to me and then sub to Digitai again. Or don't, the second time it would just cancel the... Thanks for watching.